Hi and welcome to our rounding whole numbers video. Let's go ahead and start with our standard so that we know what we have to learn. The standard is 4.2D and please read along with me in a whisper voice. 4.2 Number and operations. The student applies mathematical process standards to represent, compare, and order whole numbers and decimals, and understand relationships related to place value. The student is expected to round whole numbers to a given place value through the hundred thousands place. Now here's important to notice that on the STAR test, sometimes they'll ask you to round. They'll actually say the word round. Sometimes they'll say about. So they'll ask you about how many people went to the store or something like that. And about also means to round. Sometimes you'll also see the word estimate or estimate. And that as well, it means to round. They're asking you to round. Let's go ahead and get started with an example. Alright, so here we have our rounding whole numbers. And before I start, let's share a story. So, in the digit kingdom, there's always a king. And sometimes the king is busy or he is taking a nap, so the followers don't know what to do. So they always have to go to an advisor, and the advisor's job is to tell everybody else what to do. And that's a little story that we can kind of use when we're rounding. And we're going to go through the steps in a bit that are right here on the side. Okay, let's do this example right here. And we have the number 2,343,641. And they want us to round to the nearest 10,000. Okay, so the steps that you need to remember when you're rounding are the steps on this side, and then we'll look at the tips as well. So step 1, find the place value you are rounding to and circle it. Here, they're asking me to round to the nearest 10,000. So I need to go ahead and label these. I can do this just by labeling on top of the digits, or I can put it in a place value chart. I'm going to label these up here for now. This is the ones, tens, 100. And here I have the 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and then the 1 million. Okay, and then, I still have to find the place value that I'm rounding to and circle it. They're asking me to round to the 10,000s place value. So here I have a 10, but it's not a 10,000. So I need to go find my 10,000, which is the digit 4. And I'm going to circle it. This here is your king. If you want, you can even put a little crown on him. Okay, so the king and everyone else goes to the advisor. Okay, that's step number 2. Read it with me, please. Go to the advisor next door for advice. So, over here, you're going to go into the digit in the back. Okay, and you're going to do what the advisor says. So, the advisor always says, depends who your advisor is, because they say different things. If your advisor is a 4 or less, that includes the digits 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0. You let the king rest. That means that if you're letting the king rest, you're just going to write the same digit in the circle, you're going to write it again. You leave him alone, you let him rest. However, if your advisor is a 5 or more, and that includes the digits 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, you raise the score by 1 more. And I'm going to use all capitals here. for one more because I really want you to pay attention to that part. Okay. What that means is that if your advisor is a 5 or higher, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you're going to add one more to the king. So you're going to do the king, whatever digit's in here, plus 1. Okay? And the tips to look at, remember that the digits in front stay the same. The king's followers die. So everyone in the front of this one, all the digits in the front will stay the same. And everyone in the back is going to die. They're going to change. They go away. They turn to zeros. Alright, so let's do this example problem here. It's asking me to round to the nearest 10,000. I circled my 10,000 place. Then I went next door to my advisor. My advisor is a 3. So, since my advisor is a 4 or less, I let the king rest. So, that means the 4, I'm just going to write it down here. And everyone in front of the king is going to stay the same. Unless there's a special circumstance, and we can talk about that in a bit. Everyone behind the king is going to go away. They're going to die. Okay, so this shows me that the number 2,343,641 when rounded to the nearest 10,000 rounds to 2,340,000. Okay, and I'll show you the exception to the rule that everyone stays the same, because sometimes when you have to round, it'll set off a chain of events. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another example that does not follow the rule that the digits in the front stay the same, because it's kind of fun. Here I have another number. I have the number 3,999,786, and I'm supposed to round to the nearest thousandth place. So the nearest thousand. So I'm going to go to step 1, find the place value you are rounding to, and circle it. So to do that, I need to label this, or put it in a place value chart. No, 1, 10, 100. This is the 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and then my 1 million. I need to round to the nearest thousand place, so I'm going to look for the 1,000. And sometimes 1,000 and they'll just say 1,000. They also mean 1,000 if it doesn't have a 10 or 100 in front of it. So 1,000, I'm going to circle that, and I can put a little crown in front of it, on top of it. And step 2, go to the advisor next door for advice. I'm going to go next door. Since my advisor is a 7, I'm going to follow this rule. 5 or more, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Raise the score by 1 more. That means I'm going to add 1 more to my king. So I'm going to add 1 more right here. Then, I need to remind myself that everyone behind the king is going to go away. So my 6 is going to go away, 8 is going to go away, 7 goes away. Now my 9, I have to add 1 more to my king. 9 plus 1 is 10. So this, the 0 from the 10, I'm going to leave right here. And the 1 from the 10, I need to go and put it on top, on the next place value. So I need to put the 1 more in the 10,000th place value. And I know 1 plus 9, again, gives me a 10. So this is what I was talking about, a chain reaction. My 0, I have to leave here. My 1, I need to carry it over, or move it over to the 100,000th place. And I know 1 plus 9, again, is 10. My 0, I leave it here. I move over my 1 from the 10. Now I know 1 plus 3 is 4. And I'm going to put my commas. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. See this number? Usually the rule says that in front, the numbers in the front of the king stay the same. The only exception is when you're going to have 9s and you have to keep moving the 1 over. Because you cannot have a 10 in this place that is down here. You have to move the 1 up here, move the 1 again, and then move the 1 again. Alright, I have a challenge for you. So grab yourself some paper if you don't have it out already so that you can do the challenge. Pause the video and go get paper. Okay, here is your challenge problem. So challenge is round 7,398,679 to the nearest 100,000. So pause the video and do your work on your paper. And then come back to see if you got the correct answer and if your work is correct. Pause the video now. Alright, welcome back. And let's go through the problem really quickly. They wanted me to round to the nearest 100,000. So I labeled my digits and I found the 100,000s place. I circled that because that's my king. And then I went next door to the advisor. Since my advisor is a 9, it's telling me to raise the score by 1 more. So to my king, I'm going to add 1 more here. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And I know everyone in front of the king stays the same, so this 7 stays the same. Everyone behind the king dies, so the 9 turns into a 0, 8 is a 0, 6 is a 0, 7 is a 0, and 9 is a 0. So the number 7,394,679, when run to the nearest 100,000, is 7,400,000. Alright, I hope you learned from that. If I went too fast or anything, please go back and rewind and write all of this and practice it on your own, because the more you practice, the better you're going to get. Thank you so much for watching.